Emotions come and go, but don't let your emotions dominate you. We normally used to hear this, but we can't control our emotions and it affects our decision making. Hello everyone, I am Radhika Mangal and welcome to with radssRadhika. So today our niche is all about manage your emotions to impact and influence. So to enlighten this topic, today we have very beautiful and cool personality, Mrs. Siji. Hello ma'am and welcome to with radssRadhika.
Thank you so much, Radhika, for having me over with you.
Ma'am, it's a pleasure to have you. So, ma'am, today our niche is all about manage your emotions to impact and influence, right? So, first of all, basically, want to know that what an emotion is all about. What are the emotions of a human?
So, we all know emotion, that's emotion, is energy in motion. So, anything and everything that you do is having an energy with it. So, for example, even if you're angry or if you're in love, there's an energy that you bring to the table. So, everything is an energy in motion. Right now, there are something which is a positive one, which is a negative one. Certain emotions like love, happiness, say the joy, the compassion, the kindness, they have a lot of vibrations which are positive energy. And something which is envy, greed, cheating, betrayals, rejections, disappointments, depressions, sadness, sorrow, and the list could go be endless. These are something which will really have a very pulling down impact, which is like the energy is on the negative space. So it's like being an energy vampire or being an energy booster. So energy vampires are like, with sometimes you be with people for just 5 minutes and they're like, you like feeling so drained. You're feeling like, oh my God, it feels like I've been staying with that person for such a long time, talking to him or her, and I'm fatigued. And then there are those energy boosters with whom you sit for just 5 minutes and you're like turbocharged and you feel, wow, it was fun to be for the rest of the day. So that's how I look at emotions. Emotions is your state of mind and the vibrations that you bring along, the energy that comes into the play. And managing emotions is something that I really understand as a very important skill for everyone in the corporate space, in the personal space, as a child, as an adult, as an elderly adult, across all zones, across all categories.
Actually, ma'am, you said very right. Emotions are literally a state of mind because emotions can be bad as well as good. But ma'am, do you think so? Like it's usually said, na, ki manage your emotions. Otherwise, emotions will manage you. Like, do you literally think because emotions can be bad as well as good, man? Like you say कि एकदम charged up हो जाना. But on the other side, कि अगर कोई sad है, तो we get like fatigue, right? So like emotions can be bad as well as good. So do we need to manage it? Like literally?
Okay. So that's a very brilliant question, Radhika. I love the question. So it's very important to know, as I said, it's energy in motion. So why do we need to manage it? Because the entire body manifests the way you emote, right? So as even if you express, the facial expressions changes according to what energies you have. Did you know that 80% of the diseases in our body are psychosomatic? Right? Which means it's all related to your emotions. So many are diseases, a pain in your body, anything which is like a psychosomatic disease, it's typically something to do with emotions. So people who have the habit of suppressing emotions and not able to express it, they'll end up doing a lot of harm for them mentally as well as physically.
Okay.
So expressions are important, but some people express in outbursts. Like I'm angry right now, I'm going to express my anger. However, it is very important to know that everything in life is a balance, that you have to work around with balance. So it's a myth of being in balance, but it's a balancing act that we always do, with continuous improvements and constant adjustments with ourselves. So why do I say manage emotions? Because this is a place where you can balance yourself, know more about you, and able to handle yourself better, and also to make the impact and influence to the people around you by regulating the right space. So managing is more important.
Actually, ma'am, you said right. Like positive as well as negative vibe depends upon our aura. Like if we want to spread the positive vibe, then we need to be happy, right? And ma'am, like expressing our emotions,
Absolutely.
like it's the time of the social media. And what else can be better than the emojis to express our emotions, right? We do a lot of emojis to express our emotions. So it's just like a funny question: which emoji you like the most?
First and foremost, I have realized the more I'm using emojis, the more I'm misunderstood. There's a lot of
Okay.
miscommunication because everybody perceives the emojis very differently. Now, if I send a certain emoji to a certain person, that person takes it very differently. And I feel the chances of miscommunication, misunderstanding is majority. And as
True.
you know, 70% of our communication on a daily basis is a miscommunication. And the major miscommunication is because of the way we do what we do with the social media, the WhatsApp, the usage of emojis. So a
Yeah.
hug emoji is something that I love to give everyone, but the moment it goes to a guy, he will be like, "Wow, she's giving me a hug." I would like to give a hug in the most the lovable, affable
Double
type of
side.
a space,
Yeah.
but it may not be perceived always the right way. Oh, she sent me a hug.
Yeah.
Obviously, she is having something in her
Uh,
mind.
yeah.
You
True.
understand?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you ask me, a matter of fact, deep, dark, red, heart
Right.
sign, that's my
Okay.
favorite. That's my to go to. The rest I keep avoiding because you never know what's, you know,
But ma'am, the red heart also denotes like something else towards a guy.
right. So there's a
Right.
lot of misunderstandings that will come up.
Yeah. All right,
So
ma'am.
the
Cool.
decoding is important
Yeah.
to understand.
Actually, we are only
Right.
encoding. Okay, ma'am. So there is like few MCQ questions. It's an MCQ seminar, and like you have to select any one between the two.
Right.
Okay. So, ma'am, number one is rather than being mercy or on our emotions, what we need to do. Number one, use them or enjoy them or dominate them.
I think we should use them more positively. See
Okay.
how to manage to use them more positively. That's
Uh,
from my side.
okay, ma'am. Thank you. Next one is how to manage any emotion. Number one is that because we talk about when we need to manage our emotions, otherwise emotions will manage us. But how to manage
True.
that emotions? So is that number one by exposing ourselves to that emotion, or by getting real, or by taking a time out? Chill out, man.
So I always feel that taking a time out is a good way to create that awareness and space. So
Uh-huh.
take some time out because we are unaware about how we respond to different emotions ourselves. So first thing in emotional intelligence is actually awareness. Awareness about self. And
Okay.
after awareness comes regulation. So am I aware? So that's
Uh-huh.
very important. So take some time off, sit with your emotion, see what
Uh-huh.
is it that you really
That's a
want
reflection.
reflection of us. So we have
Uh-huh.
to be very mindful when we exhibit emotions with them.
Ma'am, actually, it's just the scenic kids don't become the slave of the emotions, and we adults become the slave of the emotion. And it's usually said that don't be a slave to your emotion, just control them. So, what as per your opinion, like, is this statement a true? Like, don't be a slave to your emotion, just control them.
Okay, so I agree to the first part of it,
Haha.
right? Don't be a slave. However, I have a different perspective when when you say control. Okay, so I would
Okay.
say don't control because suppressions always lead to outbursts. Expressions are important. So instead of control, what you do is manage. So how
Uh-huh.
beautifully can you
We need
manage?
to.
Right?
That means the first task is that we need to manage our emotions, and then we can understand like how to control it, right? Because control is not the right word. If we'll say don't be a slave to your emotion, just be manage your emotions.
Yeah. So control is not the emotions, but control is able to control the situation,
Situation.
the consequence, the end result, the
Uh-huh.
outcome. So
Uh-huh.
Radhika knows she's getting angry. If she will say, okay, all is well, let me
Uh-huh.
just chill. And then she responds to the other person more positively. Obviously, the response from the other person is also going to come in that
Uh-huh.
same positive space.
Okay.
Or else, if Radhika is super angry and she's not even mindful about it, she's not able to manage it, she blows her top in the family at her mom or her dad, and that becomes a
Uh-huh.
very nasty fight. And for the next 5 days, they both don't talk to each other.
Uh-huh. Yes, ma'am. Right, exactly, ma'am. Right. Okay, ma'am. So just lastly, like as you talk much about like just do manage your emotions, right? So, ma'am, it's just a question came in me like, is managing a emotion like lead to a successful life? Like we have talked all about that, don't control your emotion, manage your emotion, it's all depends upon the outcome, right? So like is managing our emotions lead us to a successful life? Because we can't manage our emotions, man, we can't manage our emotions. It's only sit in the word just manage your emotions, but literally I can't manage my emotions. I'm very emotional personality. So is that like by managing it we can lead to a successful life?
So that's a very creative question. There are multiple perspectives in that one question. So you
Uh-huh.
said you are emotional, so there is no harm in being emotional, right? Wearing your emotions on your sleeve is an absolute beautiful thing. So remember one thing, vulnerability is not always a sign of weakness. Vulnerability is also a sign of strength. So you can go ahead, I share and show my emotions all the time. Now,
Uh-huh.
where it's a learnable skill, it's a developable skill. You're not born
Born
with
with
it
that.
to make that impact and influence at the right moment. So understand the person. So that's why it's awareness about your emotion, so that you can manage yourself and manage and impact the people around you, so that the situation around you is always in your favor.
Uh-huh.
So if you're looking for something which is in your favor all the time, the outcomes, then Jakmarke, you have to learn how to manage your emotions.
Ma'am, actually, I just got in like emotion is very much connected to awareness. If you are awareness towards your emotions, towards the other person, then you can manage your emotions very well, and the other person can understand your emotions in a similar way, right? He'll not burst
Right.
on you. All right,
Absolutely.
ma'am. So like we got to know like how to manage our emotions and all, because this is such a like extreme topic where each and every next human being manage his or her emotions, because emotions are like naturally inbuilt. Like we get angry, we get happy certain times and we can't manage it. वो कहते हैं ना कि किसी किसी मोमेंट्स पे ऐसा हो जाता है कि we need to calm ourselves, लेकिन हम काम नहीं कर पाते. तो at that time we need to manage our emotions, right?
True. So it's like improving yourself little by little over the period of time. So you have a long way, doesn't matter. Work on it little by little, which is manageable, which is doable.
Yeah, exactly. Ma'am, it's like our human body is like full of like managing things. We can't say like don't manage. Like we need to manage our eyes. We need to manage our beauty. We need to manage our hairs. And now we need to manage our emotions, like internal emotions. We end up our day with managing our things, right?
Absolutely. Well said. Rightly said, in fact.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing your time. It's lovely, lovely talking to you. Thank you so much.
Same. Thanks for this opportunity. Really appreciate that.